Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Buddhist Library Ask the Monks Questions. So for this session, basically is for those who have some Dhamma related questions or some issues which they are facing and would like to seek advice and answers from Bhante in the Buddhist context. So today we are very honorable to have Venerable Vimala Jyoti, also known as Bhante Jyoti, with us to answer the questions that we may have. So to introduce Venerable Vimala Jyoti, he was born in Sri Lanka and he ordained in 1975. He had his higher ordination in 1982. As for his education achievements, he received education in Royal Padre degree in 1985. He had a BA degree in 1992 and an MA degree in 1987. And finally, a PhD in 2021. With regards to his Dhamma works, he served with London Buddhist Vihara from 1998 to 2012, and with Buddhist Library from 2012 till now. He is also the assistant lecturer in Paradimiya University in Sri Lanka from 1992 to 1996. So, without further ado, we shall pass the mic to Teacher Karen, who will pose the questions that you may have. Thank you.
Good morning, Bhante. The first question is from our Buddhi kids. It is, how is Buddhism needed for real life?
Okay. Real life. I selected 4 of them. The first one is Dear Bhante, I like to play shooting game, killing bad guys, saving good guys. It is okay, I am not killing real people. Will there be bad karma? If not, good one. I selected that one first. Yes. Okay.
Would you want to stop for a moment?
Okay. I would like to give not a direct answer. I want to explain a bit about this question. And this question related to the first precept. I think you know the first precept is Panatipatha Vedamani Sikkhapadan Samadhiyami, abstaining from killing living beings. Then there are 2 kinds of violent. I think you know the physical violent and also verbal violent. The first precept is abstaining from killing living beings. That is physical violence, including killing. Killing is physical violent. And also this first precept formulated for the welfare and security of everyone, and also peace and happiness and harmony in the society for everyone. And also the purpose of this precept is not only abstaining from killing living beings, also developing metta. I think you know metta is loving kindness and also compassion. When you're killing someone, then the hatred and cruelty feelings arises in your mind. Here there are 3 things explained in the Dhamma. And when you kill someone or animal, there are 3 things explained in the Dhamma. The first one is object, the second one is purpose, the third one is effort or plan. The object is killing human being or animal. I think there are so many purpose, and also the effort is especially we call planning to kill a being. Then again killing is two kinds. The first one is intentional killing. The second one is unintentional killings. Then intentional killing means murder in cold blood, and unintentional killing means no planning in advance, killing in self-defense. These two, killing in defense self. And also, I think you know the suicide. Suicide is also intentional killing. Also I can say fighting such as games of sadistic nature like bullfighting, cockfighting, fish fighting includes first precepts like violating the first precept. And here in Dhamma, especially, intention is very important. We use in Pali Chetana. Buddha says Chetanaham bhikkhave kammam vadami. Then when you do something good or bad, our intention is very important. When you play like shooting games, normally we separate two parties, like explaining the question, friends or enemies, or he says like a good and bad guys, and two parties. When we play shooting games and also when we watch a game, we always take one side, and this child has taken one side and saved the good guys and killing the bad guys. When we play or when we watch these kind of things, we take one side, and also at the same time anger arises in our mind, jealousy arises in our mind, also revenge, all the negative unwholesome thoughts arise in our mind. That is also bad karma. We are not killing any human being or animal beings, but always, normally, anger, revenge, hatred, all the negative thoughts arise in our mind. That is also not good. And other thing is, if you addict to games, you waste your time and you neglect your homework and other things. Addiction is not good. We spend hours and hours. We can see when we travel in the bus or in a MRT, even in shopping centers, we saw some children, even young people, they play the games and they waste their time. That one also not good. You can play other games like chess and also outdoor games. It's good for your health as well. And therefore, shooting game is not killing any human being or animal, but not bad karma, but no need to waste our time to do all those things. That is my advice. And also, we have to think the result of karma, like especially when we kill someone with anger or hatred, and also animal, we accrue bad karmas, and the result is when we reborn, maybe we born in a hell or animal world or Preta world, and also when you born in human realm or human world, the result is like a short lifespan, and also the other one like so suffer from so many illnesses and deform all those things, the result of bad karma. I think enough, right? The answer is enough.
Dear Bhante, the second question is, sometimes I need to tell white lies, harmless one, to save myself from inconvenience and embarrassing situation. Is that okay? If it's not, then why it's not okay? Thank you.
This question also related to the precepts, the fourth precept. I think you know the fourth precept is Musavada Veramani, Sikkhapadan Samadhiyan, abstaining from falsehood. And also, according to Buddhism, this is, or this truthfulness or truth, in Pali we call Satya, is a part of the universal law. Satyavadi, truth or truthfulness is a part of the universal law. And we have to be careful when we talk to other people, when we use the words. And we have to tell the truth and also not the backbiting, and also Musavada, Pisuna Vacha, and Parusa Vacha. Parusa Vacha means harsh speech or harsh words, and also gossip. The words, empty words. We have to be careful to select the good words. We have to use good words, words. And violating this precept is committing an evil action. If you can break, Buddha said, if you can break this fourth precept, you can do any other bad actions. You can do anything, bad things, if you can break this precept. And also this violating the fourth precept or telling lie, there are two kinds of falsehood Buddha mentioned. The first one is direct lies, and the second one is indirect lies. What is the direct lie? That the first one, the direct lie based on the intention to cheat, and also including these things. Complete lie is direct lie, and deceit also that type of lie, and revocation and oath breaking, while hypocrisy, play upon words, that means by using artful words, and exaggeration, concealment. These words, these things we call direct lie. And also the other one, the second one is indirect falsehood. Indirect falsehood means injuring words or hurting another's feeling, like sarcasm, insult, thoughtless lie, unpleasant hint. These are indirect lie, explained in the Dhamma. And also in this question, he asked, he said the white lie. White lie we use another word, innocent lie, also a small lie. There may come an occasion where a small lie may save several lives or do positive good to many people. Such a lie might not cause any damage to any party, to you and also to others. For instance, there's a famous story explained in Buddhist literature. A man going alone a forest path, he met a woman with disheveled hairs, with short breath and also with loosened apparels. He sees that woman hiding in the thicket close by. When he walked 400 yards, saw a man looking ferocious and also burning with anger and with a pointed sharp knife holding. The man stopped seeing the traveler and asked whether he saw a woman traveling or running on the path. Then the traveler realized the condition to save woman, and also he wanted to save both parties, this woman and also that looking ferocious man, because he realized this man chasing her to kill. Then he said that no, I didn't see any. Then that is the story in brief, because he wanted to save both parties, the woman and also man. When he killed the woman, also he killed the woman is also bad karma, very bad karma. And also when he killed her, he also get the punishment, maybe death penalty or in prison for a long time. That is why he tells lies. This white lie or innocent lie not damage to both parties. That is why he tells this lie. Then when you tell lie to save someone, that is good thing. And also another story explained in Dhamma, that is Padma princess. There were a group of princes. There were 30 princes, and they wanted to went for a picnic. They went forest glade, and they went to that area with their wives, except one he didn't have wife. Then they found a courtesan, and when they enjoying in the forest, a courtesan waited advance to take their valuable things. Then he waited, and she saw their weakness. Then she stolen their valuable things like ornaments and ran away. Then after that, Buddha saw that lady running on the path, and also after that they came, the princess came to Buddha and asked. But Buddha's answer is different, not white lie or innocent lie. Buddha says, why you seek a woman? It's better you seek yourself or a woman. Then they reply, Venerable Sir, seek ourselves is better than seek a woman. Then Buddha gave a sermon, then they became monks. That is the story. And the Buddha's answer is different. He didn't tell the truth or innocent lie, but his answer is different. He used the different technique. Okay. Then the telling white lie is not harm, and also Buddha explained in Maharahugavada Sutta, when you do the things, you have to reflect whether this action or word to to hurt others or to hurt your, if not hurt to or harm to yourself and also to others, then you do it and you use that word and even thoughts like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante, for the second answer. The third question is, Dear Bhante, if I don't enjoy reading Dhamma books or meditate, is it okay? Can I still be a good Buddhist? What must I do?
Okay. First of all, you have to know what is good Buddhist. You have to. Okay. First of all, you have to know who is good Buddhist. That is very important. And reading only Dhamma books is not a person who reads only Dhamma books. He is not the good Buddhist. And also a person who is practicing meditation, only meditation, not the other things, he also not the good Buddhist. And reading books and practicing meditation is not enough to be a good Buddhist. You have to do many other things. And also, who is good Buddhist? We have to realize that one. In brief, there's a stanza from Dhammapada. It says, Sabba papa sakaranam, kusala upasampada, sachitta pariyodapanam, etam buddhana sasanati. This is all the Buddha's advice we recite even in our puja. The first line is Sabba papa sakaranam, do not evil things, evil deeds, and kusala upasampada, do good things. And you purify your mind, you clear your mind. This is the advice of all the Buddhas, so this is the Dhamma in brief. As Buddhist, we practice these three things. Avoid all evil things and practice all good things, and especially purify your mind from defilements. And also we have to recognize what are the good deeds and also what are the bad deeds. I think everybody knows killing is bad deeds, bad thing, stealing is bad thing, fighting, bullying, arguing, insulting, smoking, drinking alcohol, gambling, cheating, and these are bad actions, bad things. And also we have to know the good deeds, helping, sharing, looking after our parents, and also listen to the teachers and parents, and also to the elders, and associate with good friends, avoid bad friends. These are the good deeds and bad deeds. And also we have to study well, and also we have to play with our friends. These are the good things. And again, we have to develop our good thoughts, like loving kindness, loving friendliness also we can say, and compassion, and no jealousy on others. These are the good thoughts we have to practice. Then when we practice these things, and also we keep our 5 precepts, then that person we can say good Buddhist. You know, sometimes some people, they read a lot of Dhamma books, but practically no, they never practice. They do many bad things. And also some people, especially elderly people, they practice meditation for hours and hours, practically know nothing. That is not the good Buddhist. The good Buddhist is not only reading and practicing meditation, have to do other good and bad good things and avoid bad things. This is the good Buddhist. Therefore, without reading Dhamma book can be a good Buddhist, and also without meditating also can be a good Buddhist. Then
the last question is, how is Buddhism needed for real life?
okay, then how is Buddhism needed for real life? Real life, I think good life, good life, and example life. We can take the first, the stanza I have read before. Sabba papa sakaranam kusalasa upasampada sachitta paryodatanam ekam buddhana sasana. For example, we can take this stanza here as well. Avoid bad things, do good things, and purify your mind. This is a good example for real life. And also another stanza from Dhammapada. Arogya paramalabha sankruti paramandana visasa paramanyati nibbanam paramam sukham. That is a good example. This stanza explains physical well-being, mental well-being, social well-being, and also spiritual well-being. That line explains physical health, the second line explains mental health, the third one explains the social health, and the last line explains the spiritual health. We need these for health for our lives, especially physical health, and also mental health we need, and also social health, associate with other people, how to cope with them, how to associate with them, and also we need the spiritual part of our life. This stanza is very good. And also we have to practice right livelihood. We call Samma Ajiva. Samma Ajiva means right livelihood. I think you know, looking after your parents and also support or help to your parents and teachers, elders. Those are good things. And also we have to develop for divine qualities or divine abodes, metta, loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and also equanimity. These are we have to practice for real life. And also, the first part of Metta Sutta, Sakko, Ujucha, Sujucha, Suvacho, Chasamuduanitimani, those things also explain good things to our life, how to practice our day-to-day life until attain Nibbana. These are like upright, open-minded, gentle, free from pride, contented, easily supportable, and living simply. These are also very important for our life, especially for lay people. Buddha asked to practice three things: dana, sila, and bhavana. In dana means generosity, helping to others, sharing with the dana, and also we have to practice morality, virtues, and also if we have enough time, practice bhavana to cultivate our mind. These three practices are special for lay people. And also kalyana mitta, we have to associate good friends, and also we have to listen to the Dhamma savana, and Dhamma based on for real life here and hereafter. That's why we have the Buddha's teaching, all the teaching based on for real life here and hereafter. Then we have to select what are the good for this life. And there are so many discourses. Some Buddha explained for this life, like a Parabhava Sutta, Mangala Sutta, and Sigalovada Sutta, and also so many suttas that help to our next life, how to become a good person and good rebirth, and also cultivate our mind, and also developing our spiritual path for release from suffering. I think it is enough for question.
Thank you, Pandit Jyoti, for answering those questions. So we are also very honorable to have with us Venerable Somananda, also known as Pandit Soma. So a brief introduction about Venerable Soma. He's a resident monk with Buddhist Library. He obtained his PhD, MA and BA Special with the University of Paradinaya. So without further ado, we will pose those questions, the remaining questions which the students have. So the first question will be, Dear Pandit, I enjoy Netflix and Korean dramas. Although they take up much of my time, they make me happy. I'm not breaking any precept. Is it okay? What's your advice?
Yes. Dear children and parents in Dhamma, today I am going to give you some answers for your questions. I hope that you can develop your Dhamma knowledge and your practical purposes as well by listening these answers. The first question is about precepts. Right? I enjoy watching. The student is enjoying watching movies and dramas, and also he knows that there is kind of problem or disadvantage of watching, that is taking time. He lost his time. And also he is watching, he or she is watching because can get some kind of happy through watching. Then the question is, I am not breaking any precepts. Is it okay? Yes. Actually, you are not breaking any precepts. The answer is yes. What's your advice? He is asking me some kind of advice. So, when we look at these questions, watching movies and dramas is not really connected with 5 precepts. Right? We will look at the 5 precepts in nutshell. I abstain from the destruction of life, the first one. I abstain from taking what is not given. I abstain from the sexual misconduct. I abstain from the false speech, and I abstain from taking intoxicants or fermentations like that. So these are the 5 precepts. When we look at these 5, it is easy to understand that watching is really not connected 5 precepts. Of course, taking time for watching is a disadvantage of music or watching. And also there are some other disadvantages also when you think about as a students, we cannot do our other activities because we don't have much time to do our homeworks, and perhaps sometimes you have to reading books, sometimes you have to do something with your parents and relatives. So because when you are doing much or you are paying more time to watching them, that is actually a disadvantage of watching them. But of course, when you are watching them, then you can get happy feeling, right? Because you are watching them because you are using your eyes and ears to watch them. Then you can get some kind of happy. But as a student, you should have to think about not only to get happy through all these watching dramas or movies, but also you can use another methods as well. Like you can happy with whatever you can, right? You can happy with whatever you do. Actually, you can happy with your studies. That is also good way. You can happy with your parents, with your relatives also. That these are the methods you can do, you can practice while you are watching them also. The idea is actually you should have to, if you are doing or if you are watching more and more, you should have to limit your watching. That is very good. That when you are doing that, you cannot do at once limit, but gradually you can do it. That is the best way. You can watching, when you are watching them, you try to limit them. That is best way, because you are students. There are many things to do. You have to build up your future. Watching is not the main thing in your life. You know, the precepts or virtue means the restraint our bodily actions and verbal actions. That is what we are going to do with precepts or virtue or morality rules or morality. Right? This is the purpose. We are going to restrain our body from bad activities. We are going to restrain our words or speech. This is the purpose of precepts. But there is another thing we should have to develop, and we should have to restrain. That is the most important thing, which is we call the mind, right? Mind or the chitta. Our mind also we have to restrain. We have to maintain. We have to manage. like that. So if you can limit your watching one day gradually, then this is a kind of restrain your mind into some extent, right? This is the way you should have to think about that. Taking time more and more to watching is not good. As a student, then I want to reduce my watching, and you can practice. You can do it gradually. That is a kind of development or manage your mind. And also you can select the programs or movies or whatever it is very, very interesting and very helpful as a student, right? If you can select some documentary movies or dramas, as well as from them you should have to get some kind of knowledge. That is also very important, not only the happy feelings, right? These are the areas you should have to think about regarding your watching. And also, as a duty of a good student, he should be respected his or her teachers, right? As a good child or as a Buddhist child. And also he should have to obey or paying attentiveness towards his or her teachers. And also finally, the children should have to study well, right? This is the main focusing except as a child. I think these are the facts you have to follow as my advices.
Thank you, Bhante. The next question from a student is, Dear Bhante, if I want to be a good Buddhist and gain real happiness, what must I do? What must I not do? What is real happiness?
Can you stop that one? Because so.
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is, Dear Bhante, the whole world now is living with COVID and fighting against the virus. As virus and bacteria are also a form of living organism, are we breaking precepts if we have to use hand sanitizer that kills 99.9% of germs? Then we also spray Dettol. And also questions like, if there are many insects like ants that feeds on anything at home, sometimes we use water just to splash on them. Is this also, this is killing, right? So how do we avoid killing all this? Yeah. Thank you, Bhante.
Yes, these questions are like same questions. So I'm going to give you an answer taking all two questions together, because that is kind of they're based on the killing, right? One is based on killing insects or ants, kind of things that we can see, right? And the other one is based on virus and bacteria. Those things we cannot see. But of course, I think these questions are from the parents. So, regarding these two questions, actually for the process of cleaning them, right? You can use any methods, right? You can use any methods you can do, but the point is do it without the intention of killing them. That is very important. That is the one way we should have to do it, because you should use any methods, but your intention is not to killing or not to harm them. That is the one way we should have in this regard. And also we can try to away from extreme levels, right? Extreme means the anta. Anta means kind of ending. To going some kind of extremes is not good, because like that, for instance, even during the times of the Buddha, right, there were religious groups, right? We call them Jaina, perhaps you have heard, Jaina religions. In these religions, some religious leaders and some followers, they also use some kind of extreme levels like non-violence as extreme level. That is, we call Parama Avihinsavada. Parama means actually going to extreme level. Avihinsavada means non-violence. So that is kind of difficult to practice, right? For instance, some of followers, when they are going for somewhere, they bring a broom to clean the way before they put their steps on the ground, because they thought that when we are walking without cleaning the places, right, that is not good, because some insects like ants and all will die. Because of that reason, they use a broom or cleaning instrument to clean the place before they are going. That is one incident. And also, some of us, when they are crossing river or stream or any place like water places, when they are crossing them, after cross the rivers, they made a sand stupa. Sand, the sand stupa or cheti or pagoda, they made and they worshipped them, because they thought that when they are walking or going or crossing the rivers, some kind of bacteria or virus or fish, they will damage them. That is the idea. But all these times, the Buddha asks to his followers not to follow those kind of extreme levels of non-violence. That is because it is quite difficult for us to practice in the society. That is one way we should have to think about that questions, right? the other reason, among the beings in the world, right, human are the most important being, right? That is the other direction you can think about this question. Because we call the mind of a human being can develop up to its maximum level. But regarding the other beings, we cannot do it. That is why we call the human beings is the most important being in the world. Right? It means my idea is actually the human life is very important than the other lives as well. Whether we can see them or cannot see them. Right? That is one thing. And finally, I would like to say there are 5 factors which we should have to remember. We should have to focus our attention regarding the killing. That is, 5 factors are very important, right? So, should be a living being. There should be a living being. That's the first fact. And the second one is we should have to identify it. It means the living thing. And also we should have to make a volition to kill them. So we should have to volition or chetana to kill them. This is the third factor. And the fourth factor, we should have to devise a method to kill. So we should have to make some arrangement or some kind of effort to kill it. And also the fifth factor is the act of killing. So these are the 5 factors which are related with killing, and then we can say as a result of that is a killing or the breaking of precepts. Right? This is the way we should have to think about this question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhante, Suman, for answering all those questions. So with this, we will come to the end for today's session. So if you have any more questions, you may also post it to our Facebook, Buddhist Library Facebook, and or leave any comments and feedback about today's session. Thank you so much, and we hope that you have a fruitful Dhamma journey learning ahead, and may the Triple Joy bless.